Have a do or die attitude as we were as street warriors to rebuild our culture and to create a new lasting legacy, a legacy of peace.
The music you want, the information you need.
Yo. That's okay. No. Yeah, it's just me and you today, bro. Yeah, it's yeah. Alright, see you soon. Peace, one. Science. That was the Honorable Scratch Professor coming through. You're done, no mental science. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, and welcome back to the METASCIENCE Ministries Reasoning and Fellowship Show via Omega FM Radio.co.uk. This is the High Priest, Grand Hyphen of METASCIENCE Ministries. Amun, you're done, no? METASCIENCE. Now, the Honorable Scratch Professor is making his way to this radio station shortly, and the High Priest Amun is ready for the next part of the METASCIENCE Ministries Reasoning and Fellowship Show via Omega FM Radio.co.uk and also YouTube Live. If you want to see the High Priest live and direct in Omega FM Radio.co.uk headquarters, all you have to do is go onto YouTube, click in the search engine on YouTube and type in Amun L, which is spelled Amun as in A for Africa, M for Magnificent, U for Upliftment, and M for Nubian, space L, which is spelled E for El Elyon and L for Love. Also, the time is 15:15, so you know everything is all synchronicity, mental science. Now, once you find the High Priest on the search results, all you have to do is click the red button next to the High Priest Amun L's YouTube channel, which shows the High Priest Amun L in a khaki suit pointing at you. Click the red button so that you can be subscribed to the channel, and click the bell icon so that you can be notified when High Priest Amun L is going live on YouTube or dropping new content, which is weekly. Mental science. And then you'll be able to see the High Priest Amun L live in Omega FM Radio.co.uk headquarters. Right now, you're done on Mental Science. All right. So before the news, we said our prayers, or part one of our prayers. Now we're going part two, in our prayers. The first thing that we're going to start off is with the sayings of Yahshua Yamashiach, or Jesus Christ, the sayings of Jesus Christ, what Granny told us to say, so that we can apply to our lives, which is Matthew 5, verse 3 to 10. And it goes like this: Blessed are the poor in spirit, for there is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. METASCIENCE. Now, the high priest among our hopes that you understand and understand the sayings of Yahshua Yamashiach, plain and simple. Apply that to your life will change dramatically. METASCIENCE. Now, the last prayer that we are going to do is the METASCIENCE prayer, which is the most important prayer, because we're giving thanks and praises to Atum Re, Amun Re, El Elyon, El Shaddai, Yahweh, Adonai, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Marduk, Melchizedek, Al Qadir, Tahuti, Usa, Uset, Heru, Anu, Enki, Ma'at, Bata, Rastafari, Haile Selassie, METASCIENCE, to mommy, to daddy, to granny, to granddad, to the ancestors, and to the Most High. Bismillahi ar-Rahmani ar-Rahim. La ilaha illallah. We give thanks and praises to the Most High for protecting us and guiding us away from the evil and wickedness that exists in the planet and in the cosmos. We also give thanks and praises to the Most High for giving us the strength and the courage to be able to live our daily lives in the moment with every breath. We also give thanks and praises to the Most High for the grace that we experience every single moment in our lives. We also give thanks and praises to the Most High for the mercy that we witness when we sin. We also give thanks and praises to the Most High for the forgiveness that the Most High has for us as the children of the Most High. We also give thanks and praises to the Most High for showing mercy and also protecting us from the evil and wickedness and being our shield as we walk the path of righteousness, so that we can enter the kingdom of heaven, which is Zion. Amen. Amun Hasheo. METASCIENCE. Now the high priest Amun has completed the prayers for today. Now we're ready to move on to the next part of the METASCIENCE Ministries Reasoning and Fellowship Show via Omega FM Radio.co.uk. And we are not going to start the Conscious Rap Cypher yet, because that's in the last segment of the METASCIENCE Ministries Reasoning and Fellowship Show via Omega FM Radio.co.uk. Instead, we are going to have a question and answer session with the High Priest of 1 hour. Now, if you have any questions you want to ask the High Priest of 1 hour, feel free to. If it's anything spiritual, anything what's going on in London, or if you want to ask the High Priest of 1 hour something, you want to know something about the high priest Amun, feel free to call 0753-996-8143 or text 0753-996-8143. Also, you can leave a comment in the YouTube live if you prefer to communicate with the high priest Amun in that sense. METASCIENCE.
Right, someone on the track done. Rising to the East Coast rhythm. Yeah, let's, alright, let's go with, yeah, check. Those 10 minutes peace, just like just a piece of spray, conscious words to penetrate the skin. My bars are like mantras, which means listening your soul listens and repeat what's going on. And I meditate to define, to make sure the most high protects me from being prosecuted for crimes. Because I can't afford jail time, but the most high protects me from illusions created from my mind. However, I'm always stepping up my gears when I grind 9 for hair, means spiritually inclined. I make the time God in the flesh, so I humble myself because I don't have to prove I'm the best. Listen, God, this is life, is a test. Yeah, I get possessed to eliminate the mind state of distress. Yeah, I am what I am, which means I can't be any less. I feel so divine, like the sun, no one can stop my shine. I am a leader, so I can never fall behind. Make sure you're in it all the time, you know. I feel so divine, like the sun, no one can stop my shine. I am a leader, so I can never fall behind. Make sure you're in it all the time, you know. I used to think I was more until God showed me my personal core. Metaphysics in my life is never new. Overstep like my mind is paranoid. Don't go in there. My soul died thinking. I mean, my spine says it's thinking. Why that beats man is thinking. Causing DNA explosions by the bars I'm delivering. That is because we lost to attract the life I'm living. All the high class truly appreciate. By the songs that have been truly discriminated. The letter rules more I'm affiliated. The strong forms teachers that been fabricated. My ego has been eliminated. The order of Melchizedek is where I'm graduating. Infinite number of souls will become truly interunited. Dark codes have been calculated. I feel so defined, like the sun, no one can stop my shine. I am a leader, so I can never fall behind. Make sure you win it all the time. I feel so divine, like the sun, no one can stop my shine. I am a leader, so I can never fall behind. Make sure you win it all the time. I feel so divine, like the sun, no one can stop my shine. I am a leader, so I can never fall behind. Make sure you win it all the time. I'm out.
METASCIENCE, high priest, METASCIENCE, high priest, METASCIENCE, High priest, metascience.
Yo, this is Amun on the beat. For all you spiritual warriors, this goes out to you. Listen, radical. I'm radical, yeah. Listen to the bars, you know, I'm magical. My spirit, yeah, it's irrational. Elohim are infallible, you know. I always carry a big strap, because I can't trust no one to have my back. I should not, till it's place black. But I harm myself with my loud hat. I'll go to church there, cause it's jumping for bread. It's called de facto, to the misled.
That's straight. I tell the judge, I'm a free man that's radical. Prepare for your deathbed. Eternal being. Represent God's army. Not ISIS. Amun mission. For the righteous. Conveying knowledge that is priceless. Metascience. Spirit cognition. Like a virus. Amun. Lastly, I'm come for you devils. Because you think you can measure my spirit level. Because I was born a rebel. I'm not leaving this earth till my mission successful. I'm radical, yeah. Listen to the bars that are magical. My spirit, yeah, is irrational. Amun. Elohim are infallible.
Hey, radical. That's intellectual. It's essential. Elohim is effectual. Develop my theology. It's unique. Soul biology. I use unique psychology to initiate the true audience. Genealogy. Join the meta. Science ministry. Some real psychology. Like monotheistic religions. More souls get conditioned with my doctrine. Your cognition will make it tougher. Deposition. First you start thinking outside the box. Real souls went to the schoolhouse numbers, influencing young minds to be headstocks. Radical rhymes destroy the paradox. I'm radical, yeah. Listen to the bars, I'm magical. My spirit is irrational. Elohim are infallible. Check it. Come on.
While meditating, I connect with the ancestors, including Atom Ray, the Sun Netter. Ray, don't burn me, cause my melanin is a receptor. While I change into diamonds under pressure, cause the Neteru are my protectors. While my soul shapeshifts into black holes, I continue to rap my own scrolls. Now, no one wants to ask any questions to the High Priest Amun El. What's going on here? Like, as the High Priest Amun El explained everything to all you kings and queens and gods and goddesses, where you're satisfied with what metascience is all about. Because, like we've explained, if the black man is man or the Most High or God, we've explained about what metascience is. We've explained why we do the prayers. We explain what else about certain kind of relationships. You follow that. And the High Priest Amun El can't really go into anything that's current right now because we're not allowed to talk about it, even though it's trending right now. You follow that? Even though the High Priest Amun El even got a text today, not too long ago. And, you know, it's like we do the spiritual thing. Okay, cool. But how many of us are really applying it when we see our children being zombies, carrying zombie knife and going out there doing gang banging or killing each other. Like, the high priest of Amun, I don't want to really be talking about all of that anymore, because those souls are lost souls and they can't come out of that life. They've already signed their contract a long time ago with fallen angels to live that life. So why bother them? You follow that. That's how the high priest someone else sees it in terms of the black on black crime. Okay, the football. England, they need to come better if they want to win that Euro 2020. Yesterday, it was only Sterling that scored. Harry Kane, who played for high priest someone else club, Tottenham, didn't score no goals so far in this competition. And it's like, what's going on? Like, you want to leave Tottenham, you want to find a better team, but then you're not showing that you're worth that money. You follow that? No, our boss, he's not gonna sell you for no less than 150 million or 200 million. And are you really worth it? That's the question. Are you really worth it, Harry Kane? No, because you're not putting in the effort in the Euro 2020. Raheem Sterling's the only one that scored the goals for England so far. He scored one goal against Croatia and we won the match, and then he scored another goal against Czech Republic yesterday and we won the match. And when you look at Germany, Belgium, France, Portugal, even the commentators yesterday were saying, oh, England has no chance of beating those teams because those teams are hungry and serious. Our team, we're just fortunate that we're playing at home in Wembley and that we've never played the away game. You follow that? And that's why we're able to qualify. And what else? What else? Yeah, like what we said on the other day, they're canceling Carnival, but they won't cancel the football, right? Huh? Because we're not organized. They're saying the finals of Euro 2020 there's going to be 60,000 capacity in Wembley, which is not full capacity, but it's enough to cause some havoc. You follow that? And they've given people exemption of certain things because they're elites or VIP. And for our own little carnival, we don't get the fairness or justice for our carnival to run and for us to boom our economy. Because you see that carnival, yeah, Notting Hill Carnival, those 2 days, yeah, everybody in the black community, whether it be the brothers in the underworld, the brothers and sisters that have legit business, the white man, the Indian man, the Chinese man, everybody makes money. And they don't want us to have the money. Instead, they neglect us and say, no, your carnival can't run. My friend was posting something yesterday about whining and all this, what is it, jabber or jab, that Grenadian carnival vibe. And that can't run no more. Like, it will never be the same. Like, it can't be all, what is it? Put paint on your body, the oil on your body, and be rubbing against girl or man. And it's upsetting because it's like, even though it's our culture, no more can it exist. It's just a memory. And the high priest Amun still believes that it's end of days. But we have to still make it to heaven. Even though time is running out, there's still a way to make it into Zion. And that's by fulfilling your purpose, doing the prayer, and knowing what's right and what's wrong. And some of us do wrong intentionally. There's no, I didn't know. You knew what you were doing. And you have to face the consequences. And that's just realness, the realness right there. That's the meta-science. Because you think that you can get away with it, but God is always watching. The Most High is always watching with his lens, or with the eye of Heru, or the eye of Ra, which is the sun. Meta-science. The light. What's hidden in darkness will be illuminated by the light. And we just have to ask for forgiveness from the Most High so that we can feel the mercy from the Most High. And that's why we say the prayer, especially the Lord's Prayer, because it's telling you, if you want forgiveness, you have to forgive others yourself. The law of cause and effect, the law of karma. And then you'll know what forgiveness is. Because you've expressed it yourself. Now, also the high priest has noticed that petrol's gone up. Petrol is high. Damn. Every single day, petrol is going up. The average for petrol, well, the cheapest petrol you're getting in London is in Asda, and that's 126. And that's only debit card only. And, they come with this lie telling us, like 10 years ago, that petrol is scarce and that there's no petrol no more, and that we're running out of fossil fuels. Then now when we're in 2021, that's not the motto anymore. It's more that petrol is causing pollution to the planet. That's more of what they're saying. It's not that we're running out of petrol. It's that petrol's causing pollution to the planet, and that they're forcing us now to change our car to an electric vehicle. And the electric vehicle, all right, cool. It's the future. We're in the future now. We're no longer thinking that the future, we're not in the future. We are in the future. There's no way it's getting any more futuristic than where we're living at now. You follow that? My friend, he's got an electric car, and he says that he doesn't go and put in petrol no more in his car. He charges it up, and it takes about 45 minutes to charge up, and you can drive 250 miles for every charge. And it's free. He's saying he gets free electricity. And me, I'll be paying £1.30 or more, or £1.29 or whatever for petrol. And the petrol's not running out. It's just that the government wants to exploit us with the fuel. Because if you go Africa and you get petrol, you know how much petrol is for a litre? You're looking at about 20-30p for a litre for petrol. And UK is getting the petrol from Africa most of the time, like from Nigeria, from Egypt, from Ghana, and pretend that the petrol, or deceive us saying that the petrol is running out when it's in abundance. How can anything be running out on this planet? Only when the Most High says it needs to be extinct, it will be extinct. But petrol is something that is very expensive nowadays. So what I would say, when it comes to the car, it's a luxury, but it's necessary. Because who wants to depend on public transport? Public transport is never on time and is limited when it's different times of the night. You follow that. Once it's past 11 o'clock, you're only getting one bus or two buses every hour. The train line closes. Then on the weekend, the train lines are not working. In the weekday, the trains are delayed or having problems. Whereas when you're in your car, it's calm. Like if there's traffic, at least you're in your car, you can chill. You can listen to OmegaFMRadio.co.uk, yeah, and have fun listening to it. Or you can be relaxed and don't have to stress about anything. However, car is like a baby. Once there's a problem with the car, it costs money to fix, and that's when it becomes a luxury, and it's difficult to maintain for some, because you have to pay for the car insurance, the road tax, the petrol, and any fault that may occur with the car. But it's worth it. That's what the high priest of Amun is saying. Now someone's calling. Greetings.
Yeah, just to add to what you were saying, you see, the fuel duty rate in the UK is one of the highest in the world. The government makes a lot of money off the taxes that they put on fuel. Okay, that's one of the reasons why over the years you've had different companies that have tried to retail fuel here in the UK, like companies like Texaco. I don't know if you remember a few years ago. Maybe just over 10 years ago, there used to be companies like Texaco that used to have focus, everywhere. But because of the rate of taxes that they have to pay for the fuel, they just found their own economy to continue to operate. So most petrol stations nowadays, in order for them to make any kind of decent living, they have to have a shop, bolted onto it. So that's why you see a lot of forecourts will have a mini Tesco or a mini Sainsbury's or many weight rooms, etc. That's how they're making their money now, not the actual fuel itself. And for the motorists pays fuel duty as well as VAT on top of that fuel duty. So too much money is being raised for it to ever go down. It's just like with tobacco. No matter what the tobacco taxation rate is, people are still going to smoke, and alcohol as well. So they are one of the most taxable things that the UK government gains revenue from. And as far as the actual oil itself, okay, oil is a product that takes millions of years to form. And with the current oil fields, most of them are already past peak production. Now, what do I mean by peak production? Say you have a bottle or a glass filled with water, say up to 100 liters. Up until the time it gets to 50%, yeah, it is at peak production. Once it goes past that 50% level, then it's gone beyond peak production, which means that when the thing finishes, yeah, it's not something that can easily be replenished because it takes millions of years for it to form in the ground. So unless they find new, oil fields, that's one of the reasons that's why they're pushing towards electric cars, hydrogen fuel cell cars, because most oil fields, they've already gone past production. So it's a diminishing reserve.
No, I hear that. But my Delta, my Delta and River State boys, they were saying that it's like they don't want these oil companies anymore to be making money. That is
the thing with the Delta reserves themselves. I know even Saudi Arabia within the next 100 years, their oil reserves will diminish. So gas is not the next thing that they found. Same in Nigeria as well. They found a lot of gas there. So that's going to be the next sort of boom, resource. So oil is finishing because it takes millions of years and we've been using it carelessly. Now, what's happening in the Delta region is that the oil companies, especially Shell, when they've gone in there to explore for the oil, they give very little consideration to the local population. A lot of them that were not farmers, but fishermen that lived off the river, from fishing and so on and so forth, those livelihoods were destroyed when the oil companies came and started literally damage the environment because they just extracted the oil without due process of thinking of how they're going to do it safely and cleanly.
exactly.
So, my opinion is this, especially in Nigeria, where there's too much of a heavy reliance on oil revenue. Okay, now is the time to start looking at alternative sources of national income and begin to develop it for the next, 3 to 5 decades. So for future generations, they will be able to have a stable economy that's not wholly dependent on one particular resource.
And what would that be?
Well, there are different things that can go into and try and develop, like, for example, agriculture, manufacturing, of goods and services. There's many different things. But if you just rely on that one thing, and this is what I've always been the case, where they've just relied, okay, we go, there are other things that you can there's lots of other countries who have oil that are doing better economically. So there's different sectors of the economy that they need to stimulate. I would say more than anything else, the manufacturing sector. Okay, service sector as well. So even tourism would also add something to it if that is properly, boosted and managed.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I don't think especially in the UK, there's no way of getting rid of vehicles fuel duty. Right now, it's about 58 pence a litre that you pay the tax, and then on top of that 58 pence, you also pay 20% VAT.
So that's
the more fuel you use, the more it actually costs you.
So that's broad daylight robbery, right?
Well, the thing about, you see, here's the thing: a government needs revenue, okay? And normally, what they would do, they will go for things that people literally cannot do without, and then they will tax that. So, for example, the petrol, diesel, then cigarettes, then alcohol. Those are traditionally been the things that, they know no matter whatever the rate is, people will always patronize it. People need to get around it. There's no way, if you've got a car, you want to get around, you will pay whatever the fuel is. The only thing you can do maybe is to get a smaller engine car, that will be more fuel efficient, or get a different type of engine rather than a fossil burning engine in your car. But I tell you something, come October, I think a lot of things will change come October when they extend the congestion charging zone to the boundaries of the North Circular and the South Circular. Okay, I've been looking into it, and I tell you, there's a lot of cars that some people have right now that when it's October time, they will have to get rid of them because it is not going to be financially viable for them to keep those cars on the road. For example, if you go and check on the TfL website for the congestion charges extension, and you put in different cars, you will see some cars, they attract no extra money, some do. Even like equivalent cars. For example, if you want to test the BMW X5 3.0 diesel, you put that in there, you'll find that it costs more from October. And if you put a 3-liter petrol equivalent of the same car, same year, and everything, that one goes through. You don't have to pay extra. So anybody that's literally got like 3-liter diesel engines and above, I would say go and start checking to make sure come October you don't start paying heavy fine.
No, I hear that. Well, I checked my car and it says it's not part of the ULEZ zone. But
What is your car engine size?
2 liter.
Yeah, 2-liter. Yeah, that's all right. And it was manufactured after 2007.
Well, it was manufactured before 2005.
2005. It's a 2-liter.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
2
sorry,
liter.
it's from 2001 actually. The new engines that they designed. So yeah, you're okay. So you don't have to pay the extra charge.
Yeah, but it's just like what you explained, the petrol. It makes more sense why it's more expensive. It's not the scarcity, it's more of the
It's not the scarcity. So let me tell you. So put it this way: because I remember I spoke to some of the management at Exapo before they left the UK, and at that time, what they were telling me was that pay for every £10, for petrol that you put in your car, £8 actually goes to the government. They, the company, are having to work on £2. But from that £2, they have to pay the wholesale price. They have to pay the price, the rent. They have to pay for the staff. From that £2.
yeah. See, that's some extortion right there.
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, but think about it. When you are ill and you go to the hospital, the treatment is free because the NHS, is being paid through people's taxes, all the taxes that is being collected. So there's some benefits to it as well. The more revenue the government makes from those sources, the more they plow back into the country itself. So that's their excuse, that's their argument that, when it comes to increasing fuel duty, it's money that is being reinvested.
Absolutely.
So you can't argue. And I mean, countries where it's significantly lower, the fuel price is lower. You don't find that if the government they are not investing or reinvesting heavily back into the country. Most of the money that is made, or the profit goes into private hands and private enterprise back into the country.
So, are you saying that the higher fuel prices and the higher like things for like tobacco and alcohol, it's a benefit in the long term?
Well, I think there are two things, especially when smoking. The first thing is to deter people from smoking, which, as you know, is a health risk. So from that point of view, the higher it is, the more it can deter people. But because of the addictiveness of it, a lot of people just ignore it and still carry on smoking. But the benefit of that is that the government is making more revenue that they're putting back into the country. Okay? So with the fuel thing, because when you think about it, fossil fuels are not good for the environment. So from that point of view as well, the higher the fuel prices is meant to actually discourage people from driving cars with fossil burning fuels. Okay? That's why there's like a lot of push towards electric car manufacturing, hydrogen fuel cells, etc. Even things like where you have carpools, where people can share cars and stuff like that. Public transport. So what they should be doing is this. You see, for every, say for example, now they got about 58 cents liter duty, cents per liter duty. What they should do, and they have to stick to it, is that maybe out of that 58 cents, they should put maybe 20 pence, invest in public transport. So for every 50p that they raise, 20p goes on public transport to make the public transport network much more frequent and much more easier to use and less expensive to use. So that's another thing that's keeping people on the road. If I remember in the days when travel cards, zone 1 to 5 travel cards used to be about £3.40. Can you believe that?
No.
Now I think it's almost £10 for zone 1 to 6 or 1 to 7 travel card.
Wow.
So, and if every day you have to use a travel card like that, it's very expensive. It's cheaper for you to buy a car and drive than to go on the tube.
No, it's true.
You see? So it's one of those two things that, they themselves, they have to be very more transparent, okay? yes, they are raising a lot of money, but they also have to be serious about investing in public infrastructure, transport infrastructure. That's the one thing you always hear TFL complain about every year. They're not getting enough money.
How can they not get enough money when people are using the train and the bus and stuff like that?
Well, because the amount of money that they are spending, is almost equal to, if not exceed, how much it is that they're actually getting in revenue. Don't forget, with the TFL thing is a bit complex. When you buy a travel card, for example, money goes towards the bus company. Now, how many bus companies are there in London on franchise? So they have to find a way to split that percentage that goes towards the bus amongst all the bus companies. Then the waterways, there's a few companies that are operating riverboats. Money also goes to them as well. Then there's the underground, money goes to them. And then the overground, that's another separate company. Money also goes to them. Then the government like railway, money also goes to them from that same card money. So it's not, they don't really get adequate enough that they need by the time they're splitting all the different ways. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's a bit of a complex thing. So that's what I'm saying, that before the actual duty, the single duty itself, if you can make a significant amount and say, look, we're going to stick to it, every 20 or 25 cents that comes from fuel duty will go towards TFL, or every 5 T is going to go towards the buses, or every 10 T, and then you collect it that way, and then they themselves, they know they have a budget that they're working towards every single year, and they can manage it properly.
Okay, but they waste money. Like, for example, when they're making the cycle lane and the bus lane, like they make money from bus lane because people go in there, and that's
Look, councils make money from parking tickets. That's one thing that they were given the power years ago by subsequent governments to be able to raise extra revenue that way. And some councils make hundreds of millions a year, tens of millions at the very least, just from parking tickets that they issue, bus lane tickets, and so on and so forth. But the thing about it is, I'm not sure whether the bus lane ticket in London actually goes to TFL, that revenue, or whether it goes to the federal government.
Well, I think TFL is a private company. It's not national or public company. The same like the British Rail was sold to National Rail, and it's like a private company.
It's a private company, but what it is that different routes have different franchises. So you may have Virgin Trains, you may have GMER, all these are all private enterprises, which also complicates matters as far as having to share that revenue as from the public purse.
No, I hear that.
And the management structure of it as well. Sometimes I think a lot needs to do with the management as well.
Absolutely. Well, the time, it's almost time for the news, and thank you for your call, and we'll catch you after the news and views. And Granny Love is coming on at 4:00. So thank you, OG Ade, and peace to you. Stay tuned to the METASCIENCE Ministries Reason and Fellowship Show.
Media Radio 104.1 FM. News and views around your community.
This is the radio.co.uk news at 4. Claim that it fired warning shots to a Royal Navy destroyer in the Black Sea.
Yes, I will.